Welcome back to the channel. I wish you all a day filled with luck and peace. Dear friends, in this life, storms often strike when we are at our weakest. Today, we want to share with you a deeply moving story about the resilience of a young mother. Driven out of her own home, clutching her infant child in her arms in the middle of a freezing winter night, she had to face brutal choices just to survive. From wandering through the cold bamboo forest to the journey of collecting scrap to afford a drop of milk for her baby, this is more than just a struggle for a living. It is a testament to the sacred bond of motherhood and the kindness of strangers encountered along the way. Please join us as we follow this journey, filled with tears, but also overflowing with hope. In a small alley in Tianheng village, tragedy struck Tu Huen's family. Her husband was an alcoholic who stayed drunk all day. Instead of working, he frequently beat and abused his wife and child. The height of his cruelty was when he heartlessly drove the young mother and her infant child out of the house in the middle of the dark night. In utter despair, Huen carried her child and wandered everywhere, begging neighbors for a place to stay. However, the coldness of people's hearts meant she was repeatedly met with rejections. With nowhere else to go, Huen had to take her child to a bamboo forest on the edge of the village to shelter overnight. The night in the bamboo forest was bone-chillingly cold. Huen spread an old mat on the damp ground, clutching her child tightly and using her last bit of body heat to protect the tiny life. She stayed awake all night under the old bamboo stalks, the wind whistling through the leaves, her heart aching for her child who, at such a young age, had to sleep out in the elements. Early the next morning, before the mist had cleared, a 65-year-old woman picking bamboo shoots was shocked to find the mother and child huddled in the middle of the woods. Seeing the thin young mother and the pitiful infant, the old woman was deeply moved with pity. Upon learning of Huyen's bitter situation, the kind, elderly woman immediately urged her to pack her belongings and come home to eat a warm meal to ease their hunger, marking the beginning of a new ray of hope in their desperate lives. Guided by the 65-year-old woman, Tu Huyen carried her child out of the freezing bamboo forest to the lady's small house. Here, the elderly woman lived alone because all her children worked as factory workers far away and rarely visited. Although her house was simple and her own circumstances were far from wealthy, she warmly cooked a hot meal for Huyen and her baby so they could eat to be full, to have strength and milk for the baby. Feeling the warmth of human kindness after days of being rejected, Huyen ate while shedding tears of gratitude. However, with a strong sense of dignity and not wanting to become a burden to the elderly lady, Huyen asked for permission to leave and find work once she regained her strength. Before she left, the old woman kindly reminded her, "If you cannot find a job, come back here and stay with me." Beginning her arduous journey of earning a living, Huen started collecting discarded bottles and tin cans along the roadside to fill her sack for scrap metal. She told herself she would save every penny from these scraps to buy milk for her child. Under the harsh sun, the young mother carried her child on her back while working diligently, a testament to a will that never surrenders to fate. While Tu Huyen was trudging along the roadside, picking up every discarded can, Officer Van was restless at his duty station nearby. His mother, with a heart full of compassion, constantly urged him to find Huen and her baby because she was deeply worried about their safety. She wondered where they had slept during the recent stormy nights and how Huen could possibly earn money to raise such a small child. Officer Van mobilized his colleagues to search throughout the residential areas for any news. He traveled along the streets, patiently asking locals if they had seen a woman wandering with an infant. His mother's instructions echoed in his mind. If you find them and her life is unstable, bring them back to live with us. However, after hours of searching, there was still absolutely no information. At the same time, Huen had managed to gather a full sack of scrap. Her legs were exhausted, and sweat soaked her back under the harsh sun. But looking at the collected bottles, she quietly calculated how much milk they could be exchanged for. She stopped in front of a strange house, hesitating before deciding to go in and ask for water for both her and her baby. She had no idea that just a few streets away, kind people were doing their best to bring her to safety. While Officer Van was mobilizing his colleagues to search throughout the residential areas for Huen and her baby, as his mother requested, Huen was still diligently working with a sack of scrap on her shoulders. As the sun grew harsher, the infant on her back cried out from thirst and exhaustion. Huen stopped at a large house, hesitating before stepping in to ask for drinking water. By a twist of fate, her appearance in the residential area caught the attention of those searching for her. As soon as he received the news, Officer Van rushed to the scene. Seeing Huen sitting on the roadside, her hands trembling as she held the water bottle she had just received, Van could not hide his emotions. He recalled his mother's worried words. "I don't know where they eat and sleep, or what she is doing to earn money for the child." He approached her, his voice choked up. "Huen, we finally found you. Let's go. My mother is waiting for you at home." Huen was stunned, and the sack of scrap fell from her hands. She never expected that in her loneliest and most desperate moment, there were people who had not abandoned her. Officer Van took the baby and helped Huen into the car, ending their days of wandering in the elements and opening a warmer new chapter at his family's home. After being brought home, baby Phuc An received devoted care from Officer Van's mother. She tenderly held the baby and fed him porridge so that Huen could have time to rest. To help Huen settle down long-term, Van took her to see a farm plot that came with a fully equipped house. This place was not just a shelter from the elements, but also an opportunity for Huen to work, raise poultry, and harvest fruit to earn money for her baby's milk. Officer Van's mother did not hesitate to lend her son 2 million Vietnamese dong to pay the deposit for Huen's rental. When meeting the landlord, Van sincerely shared the young mother's difficult circumstances. Moved by the situation, the landlord agreed to a rental price of 5 million Vietnamese dong, but accepted an initial payment of 2 million Vietnamese dong without requiring a formal contract, as he viewed them as family. In the new house, situated amidst a lush orchard, Huen began cleaning and reorganizing her life. Van quietly went to the kitchen to start the first pot of rice, promising a warmer and fuller future for the mother and child. Standing in the middle of the garden, Huen looked at baby Phuc An, sleeping peacefully, and silently promised to work hard to cultivate this land, turning it into a true home of her own.
Thank you so much for watching today's video until the very end. Your presence is the greatest gift to me. Every view and every moment you spend here is a huge motivation for me to keep improving and releasing higher quality content in the future. Creating content isn't easy, but your silent support gives me the strength to stay creative every day. If you found today's video interesting and relaxing, please don't hesitate to give me a like. Your small actions are the most precious recognition of our team's hard work, and especially if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming videos. The growth of this channel depends so much on your support. Let's build a civilized